Have you ever wondered what your family will do when they need to find out who the important people are to call if something's happened to you? What if you've been in a car accident and they need to know where your healthcare power of attorney is? Or if something even more serious has happened to you, do they know where your important estate plan documents are? I'm Andrew Ayers. I'm a lawyer who works with families and business owners to protect their legacies through planning. In the next few minutes, we're going to go through the My Personal Planning Essentials checklist that's available for free to download on my website, andrewmayers.com. I'm going to go through the layout and why this information is important for you, and even if you're not a client of my firm, why you should download this document and keep it in your desk at home. This checklist was created with my friend, a financial advisor, to help our clients keep their important financial and estate plan information in one place. And you'll see at the top of this document, it tells you to do exactly that. It tells you to make copies of it if you need to, but keep it in an important place. The first section will lay out what are the documents in your estate plan. Most people will have a will, a healthcare power of attorney, a HIPAA authorization. Some will also have a general power of attorney, a living will, a personal property memorandum. And for those who do more estate planning with advanced directives, you may have trusts, which also have a certificate of trust and a trustee's affidavit. We also have space for other documents. If, for example, you've done a temporary designation of guardianship that you'd also like included with your documents. We also ask that you list where the original documents are located. So you don't need to keep this document with the original documents. You could keep this on your desk and then put your original documents in a safe at home or somewhere else, but not in your safe deposit box. If you choose to give copies of your documents to somebody else, or if you want your attorney to hold a copy, you can fill in who else has copies of these documents. Now, one of the most important things, whether you're a business owner or a family person or just anybody, is you should have trusted advisors, those professionals who you work with on a variety of issues. So our next section deals with who those trusted advisors are. If you're a client of my firm, then my information will be filled in under my attorney section. Hopefully you have a financial advisor who's put together a plan to work with your estate plan, and you can list their information in the next section. If you have an accountant, you can list their information there. And if you have a life insurance agent, you can list their information in that section. The backside, or the second page of the checklist, also has space for your home insurance agent and your auto insurance agent. These may not be as important for your estate plan documents. However, it's good to have that information available, especially if it's something like a car crash and somebody's trying to manage your affairs while you're sick. They can also know who your auto insurance agent is. One of the more important sections of this checklist has really grown in importance recently is your digital assets. If you have saved your digital assets with a master password program like 1Password or LastPass, you can fill in that password information here. If you have a password on your cell phone, if you have a main computer password or an email password that you'd want your family members to be able to access, you can list that all here in the digital assets. Now, if you've become incapacitated and you are not able to speak for yourself, it's important that the health advisors are filled in. We want to make sure that whoever's operating with a healthcare power of attorney or a living will knows who your primary doctor is and also what is your preferred hospital. Now, your documents will likely say whether or not you wish to be an organ donor. However, we also have put that here in the checklist in case you don't have that in the documents, but you'd like that spelled out. And finally, it's very important that your estate doesn't pay for two funerals. If they end up paying for two, it's a very expensive process. And when I say paying for two, I mean that many people have actually selected a funeral home in advance, and some have even prepaid for their funeral. If that's the case, you want to make sure that is laid out here under your funeral preferences. That way, your estate, your family members will know who to contact, and they would also know whether or not you prepaid for your funeral. Now, this is a really short document, but it has a lot of really important information for you in it. This all ties back to the fact that you need to have an estate plan. You need to have a plan for what happens to your assets after you're gone. Hopefully you've had a chance to speak to an attorney, work with a financial advisor, and create a plan. But if you don't have an estate plan, go up to your address bar and go to andrewmayers.com. There you can click on the Schedule a Consultation button. That will take you directly to my personal calendar, and we can set up a time to talk about how an estate plan can help protect your family and your legacy. Also, if you've already had an estate plan drafted, but it was a long time ago and you'd like to review it to see if it should be updated, go to the address bar and go to andrewamaris.com. You can also click on that schedule a consultation button, and that will take you to my personal calendar, and we can set up a time to talk about what updates may need to be done to help protect your family and your legacy. And of course, if your estate plan is already up to date, but you just want a copy of the checklist, you can follow the links on my website, and we'll get one sent right off to you to download.